welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we take whatever artists we're doing, we rank all of their records, we give our biggest banger from each of them. But before we do that, we do our 6 Degrees of Tom DeLonge. If you don't know what that is, go Google 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. But it's with Tom DeLonge, connected to our artist of the week. My name is Tyler. Way out there, hundreds of miles away, way out there in the ether is Jeff. Go to Apple Podcasts, go rate, review, and subscribe to us on there. Follow us on social media at Asinine Radio. We have a phone number you can call, leave us a voicemail, send us a text. It's 503-893-5307. Get into that. Now, Jeff, let's finish with the intros and get into our 6 Degrees of Tom DeLonge. What do you got? Go.
I only got one. How many do you have?
I just got one today, baby.
All right. So it's a quickie.
Okay.
Bullets' second album, Nick Lambro directed the video for Cavin' In from Mouth of the Young.
Ah, yes.
He also made his directorial debut doing 2 music videos from Goldfinger's Disconnection Notice, that album.
Okay.
Which, Goldfinger has Feldy in it. Feldy to
Yes.
Blink to Tom, baby.
There you go. That's an easy peasy one, huh?
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Okay, so I got one here. We could either start with, we'll just go with the Ty Smith route. So Ty Smith, the drummer for Bullets and Octane for a few years, was also the drummer in Guttermouth for several years. Played on a few of their records. Guttermouth were on Nitro Records. A few of the records like Musical Monkey, Terry Yakamoto were on Nitro Records. If you don't know, Dexter Holland from The Offspring owns Nitro Records. The band The Offspring were in the movie Idle Hands. They played at the high school. And also in that movie was Tom DeLonge. So there you go. That's my 6 Degrees of Tom DeLonge.
Look at that.
Or if you wanted to go the route of Brent Clausen, who is the bass player for Bullets and Octane, produced a Guttermouth record, and then you can go that same route. So you can go Ty or Brent. So there you go.
Okay.
So there you go. That's our 6 Degrees of Tom DeLonge. That was probably the quickest one we've ever done. So because it was that kind of easy. So
it was.
So let's get into the album rankings. Bullets and Octane. They have 7 records. And we're gonna rank them from worst to best, and also give our BB or our biggest banger from each of them. So let's start with number 7. What do you got, Jeff? Go.
BB. If we have a BB.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because
correct.
We may not have one, and I don't have a lot of them. So, I guess I'll start with the worst one because that's what you already said. So their worst album, which is their worst, not like their least best, but it's their worst.
Vamping is fun. Yes.
What?
Nothing. Sorry.
Don't say words like that. Riot, rock and roll.
Their 7th record, huh?
Riot, rock and roll. Their latest. What made this last listen so difficult is it was just the same fucking thing they've been doing forever. And this rock and roll sound they've been doing has changed a little bit, but mostly like Gene's rasp. He's just rasping up his voice more. Mm-hmm. And they've been adding some slower ballad jams. But damn, like this was so vanilla. This was like a vanilla version of Bullets. Like, like this was dumb.
I'm surprised you disliked it this much.
It was bad. I thought this was a bad album. This is sub 1.
Sub 1. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
a lot of these are gonna be sub 1s.
People listening, if you don't know, we have a 3-point rating system where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album but at least give it a shot, and 0 is a trash fire. So this is sub 1, huh?
Yeah, Foo Fighters are better than this.
Wow.
Yeah, this was pathetic.
I would agree with you. Foo Fighters are better than that record. So So you have no bangers, I assume.
No,
No,
no
not even
bangers.
one. Not even one.
No,
Wow.
not at all. Not even close to a banger. Like nothing I could even like dance around. I have a couple on here that I can kind of dance around
Yeah.
of being bangers, but like no.
Okay. I'm so interested because I'm such a Bullets and Octane historian. So it's just I've just been following their career so closely, for better or worse. But yeah, okay.
Mostly for
So-
worse, but okay.
All right, so my number 7 is "Waking Up Dead," their 6th record. This one came out, I think, in 2017 or 2016 or 2017. This record's not good. This record is just fucking boring, man. I've listened to it 3 times now. Third time ever was this week, and dude, it's just trash, man. It's not good. This is an album where he this is the Gene show. There's no original band members. I don't know why they decided to make this record. It's just not very good. I don't have a banger off this one either. This one is just it's a bad record, straight up. This is a 1 for me, just because there's nothing sub 1, only because I feel like if you're gonna listen to Bullets and Octane, you got to listen to everything that they do at least once.
Why?
So, I don't know.
There's literally no
maybe you're
reason
right.
for
Yeah,
it.
maybe you're right. Yeah, this is a 0.5. This is a 0.5. This is sub 1 for me. Sub 1. This is an era of the band that you don't need to listen to.
Bullets and
There's just no
Octane
reason.
are a one-trick pony
True. Yeah.
in its most literal sense. They taught their pony one trick, and it was
a good trick.
The album of the week. Oh fuck! It was a good trick. It was a
Alright,
good
so-
trick.
What do you got for number 6?
Number 6 is 15. Right, that's the
Okay.
album. 15,
Yeah,
not
15,
like 1
yeah.
5 or something stupid. 15.
Yeah.
2013 it came out. That's fun.
Mhm.
The best part of this album is its time. According to Spotify, it's 30 minutes and 1 second. But it's a decent rock album.
Mhm.
But there's literally nothing exciting about this. There's a chorus in the song like "Good Night."
Oh yeah.
Eh,
That's a good chorus. It's a good chorus.
That's about it. Otherwise, this is a forgettable album at best. and like this one and Riot Rock and Roll, and then my next 2 are all
Damn.
sub 1s.
Okay. All right. That's harsh, but okay. My number 6 is Riot Rock and Roll. Their latest record came out in 2020, right? Or 2019, 2020 or whatever. Yeah, this record is not that good either. It's just a little bit better than Waking Up Dead. This record was made because of GoFundMe. They did a GoFundMe campaign that barely made it through. Barely surpassed its goal, but it happened. They recorded it, pressed it on vinyl. I don't know why, because pretty much none of their other records are pressed on vinyl. And yeah, this record is bland too. It's not nearly as bland as Waking Up Dead, but I think it's only because the one song, The Devil, was different enough. There was enough aggression there to kind of set it apart from the rest of the record. But yeah, like I said, this era of the band with these band members, like the best way to describe it is like outside of Gene, the 3 guys in this band are like NPCs. Like they don't,
Yeah.
like I don't like because like I said, I've been following this band for so long, and like you look at the other guys, like their social media, like none of them seem like they have ever done anything prior to Bullets, and it's just weird. Like they just don't seem like a real band for whatever that's worth. And I don't know. And then just kind of knowing like during this era too, like they released this record, and then this is right before COVID, so they released this record, and then they went on tour without Gene, so they toured Europe with a different singer.
That's
And I-
so fucking
And I just
weird.
none of it made any sense to me, because like really the only reason people go to see this band is for Gene. And I don't know. And then after that tour, all 3 of the guys left the band and left Gene by himself, and they started a new band, which I don't even remember the name of. But damn,
There's probably also Bullets and Octane.
probably, yeah. Dude, I don't know, man. It's just like it's the NPCs of music. I've never seen it with any other band. It's so weird, but whatever. So that's my number 6, Riot Rock and Roll. So what do you got for number 5?
That's such a good way to I don't know. I like that. Like it's Gene and then a bunch of people that could be fucking anybody.
Because if you look at the way they look like they're cookie cutter rock star looking guys.
To be fair, like even in the Revelry days, they all were essentially the same person too.
Yeah, true. But
a little more style, but this a little the same person.
Yeah, but this is also 2019, 2020, and so much longer after that. It's just like these are long hair. Let's play our strat, or not our strats, our Gibsons really low and try to look like Slash or try to look like this person, and it's just like, oi. It's very cookie cutter.
Tim Armstrong's still doing it.
Yeah, but Tim Armstrong had his thing. That's his thing, It like
Billy Joel still does it,
but that's his thing. You know what I mean? It's not like I don't know, man. It's weird. It's
these guys are fucking lame. It's okay to say they're fucking lame. This band is lame.
These last two records are not very good. So
even looking back, oh my god, we'll get into that when we get into the album of the week.
I'm excited. So even criticisms you have, I'm totally open to them. So
because they're all legitimate and they're all
I agree. Yeah,
they're all well deserved.
They're of its time for sure.
Number five.
Yeah, what do you got?
Number 5 for me is "Song for the Underdog." This is their 2007 album. What is it, like their third album, I guess? Yeah.
Was that 2007? No. I think it was like
2007.
Oh, it might have been 2007.
Yeah, 7. Yeah.
2007. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. The best way to describe this one for me was stupid. It's dumb. It's like pop rock with Gene's exaggerated raspy vocals, like his rock star voice, with fucking devil horns. The music itself isn't hard. It's not edgy. It's kind of embarrassing. And this was the first time. I mean, it's only 3 deep here at this point, but this is the first time I was like, damn, this band's kind of embarrassing. They're a dad rock version of the Revelry at this point, 3 years after, and they never recovered from it. But I don't have a banger for this one, but I do have a most hated song.
Oh God! If it's my banger on this, I'm gonna be so bummed.
I hope it is. "City of Angels" is my most hated Bullets song. Out of their entire discography, this is their worst song.
Agreed. That is their worst song. Absolutely their worst.
They even borrowed the melody from "What's Going On" by Marvin Gaye. That "What's Going On," like that part. Dude, this song is awful. It's one of the worst songs I've heard in like fucking 6 months. It is so bad. I was impressed. I listened to that one song like 4 times
because it's that bad.
I was enthralled. I couldn't look away. It was like a train wreck. I couldn't stop staring. It was unbelievable.
Oh, that's great. I love it. Oh my God. Okay, so my number 5 is also "Songs for the Underdog." This is it's an embarrassing record through and through, man. It's this is where you see the band kind of imploding for the second time. This is I think they were trying to make another "In the Mouth of the Young," but for whatever reason, it lacks any sort of aggression, any sort of like authenticity almost, and everybody kind of like half-assed it, especially James, the guitar player. Like he was, I mean, I've seen videos of them recording this record, and it was just like, it kind of seemed like guys who were like kind of lived past the partying lifestyle. It's like partying this hard it's cool, when you're in your early 20s, but these guys are clearly early 30s, maybe late 20s, and it's just like, dude, you're too old for this. Like,
yeah.
It's, I mean, and the songs kind of reflect it. Like it's kind of guys past their party prime, and they're still trying to make that kind of music. It just doesn't work anymore. And right after this record was finished, James left the band. It was replaced by this guy, Kevin Tapia, who was in the band for maybe 5 months. And then he was replaced by another guy named Kevin. But yeah, it just didn't seem like anybody wanted to make this record. Everything I've seen from the band, like seeing them live during this era, and then just everything about it was just, it was rough. It's not a very good record. There's a couple songs that are pretty solid. My favorite song is "Sweet Angel." That's my BB on this one. It's kind of a ballad song, but I like his vocals a lot, and I feel like the melody in that chorus is really strong, and that's kind of why that's my BB. But overall, it's kind of an embarrassing record. it sucks because there are good moments, but overall it's kind of embarrassing. So that's my number 5 is Songs for the Underdog. So what do you have for number 4? What?
It's interesting to come from like two different viewpoints here because, again, bands that you love, you give a lot of leeway to. You give a lot of.
Oh yeah,
they get away with a lot, and we talked about on the other pod with AFI. Like they can get away with a lot before you actually call it trash. And so, Bullets is for sure like the biggest band I feel like thus far that are getting away with a lot before you call them trash.
No, wait, what do you mean getting away with it? I mean, I haven't said like I really liked any of these 3 records.
Yeah, but you almost gave one of them like a 1. You did go back, but
I did because,
already your mindset
because
was...
I kind of because I'm not defending their last 2 records at all. Like I don't think they're good records. I really don't. They're not good records at all. But what I was saying, like, I guess because I'm just kind of one of those guys that I like to hear every single thing from every band I listen to. So that was my viewpoint saying or giving it a 1. But they're not good records. The last 2 are not good. And Songs for the Underdog is very embarrassing, but it does have some strong points. There you go. That's my number 5.
It has no strong points. It is sub 1.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I think I would give Songs for the Underdog sub 1 as well.
Okay.
Even though there are a couple bangers for me. There are a couple bangers on it, but overall, yeah, it's sub 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Like if going objectively, it's sub 1. Let's say that.
Yes. Okay.
So,
and
what do you got for number 4?
Number 4 is Waking Up Dead.
I can't believe I got so high.
Waking Up Dead. Well, doesn't really say much, but
true.
Yeah. I felt like this started out just like the Revelry.
Uh-huh.
Like there was some cool stuff. Like the drummer, he's hitting like the bass on every note, that thing, and it's really driving the song forward and it kind of elevates into this faster paced dance like number. And I thought it started off really good, but then it just tapered into like severe mediocrity.
It's true.
And I was very, very surprised because I was hooked. I was hooked for the first at least 2 songs, and I thought, "Oh, this is fucking pretty dope. I like this. It's cool. I'll get on it." But then it was gone. It lost me. And This is another one. Is this the one that was on the comp? That was no.
The comp was Songs for the Underdog, and then the self-titled, and then the self-titled.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll go over that when I get to their self-title, which is. Whatever. But I did enjoy the "Fuck You" song.
I hate that song.
It was a cool pop punk tune, and there's a lot of songs in that vein on this album, which is fine, I guess. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here. Like I really.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
This was like the hardest one that we've done in a long time because everything has been so bad.
Yeah. I mean, Poison was still the hardest thing I've ever done on the pod.
But at least Poison, it was fun bad because.
No, it wasn't.
I was shocked at how bad. I don't know.
No, this was much easier. This was much easier than Poison. Like I've never, on doing the podcast for 5 years now, I've never had that difficult of a time as I did with Poison. That was too much.
You're okay. So like Poison and this one probably are like up there for the worst listen throughs that we've done. But at least with this one, the album of the week makes up for it all.
True.
But yeah, Waking Up Dead, 2018. Man, that sub 1. I wouldn't even get not even at the ones.
Wow. Whew. Okay, so my number 4 is 15, fifth record. This one was an interesting one for the band because they this was solely Gene and Sky. So Sky was the guitar player songwriter on the Revelry, and he wrote a good chunk of In the Mouth of the Young as well. And they had a huge falling out after that, which we'll get into when we on the main episode. But they had a huge falling out, but then eventually became kind of friends again in 2012, 2013. And they wrote and recorded and this whole album together, just the two of them. And Gene did all the vocals, He did all the drums because he's actually a pretty solid drummer. He did all that, and then Sky did guitars and bass, and he did sing the lead vocals on one song. So it's a very like it's just a really weird record. At first I was kind of indifferent, but over the years it's just kind of there's some songs that are pretty solid. Like my favorite ones are Wrapped in Shadows and then Cold Black Promises, because that one it's so different for Bullets, and because Sky does have the lead vocals on that one. It was interesting. So I mean, every once in a while I'll go back to this record. I do enjoy most of it, but I don't think it's like an amazing record, but it's decent. It's good. It's good for me. So that's kind of like a little history on it, because like honestly, there's no history on this band. Like there's nothing written about this fucking band. But just me following this band for so long, I know all the ins and outs of it all, which is so fucking weird to think about. But so yeah, that's my number 4 is 15 and Wrapped in Shadows and Cold Black Promises, or Cold Black Promises. So it's an okay record. You hate it, but that's fine.
I like to take notes sometimes.
So what do you got for number 3?
About things you say and then bring it up later on. If I
That's what you're doing?
Yeah, I just took notes right now.
What are the notes? I'd like to know.
That was my pencil sharpener. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
I had to sharpen my pencil from the notes I'm taking. So my the next one. Dumb. Now we have surpassed the ones. We are into the ones finally.
Okay.
And this is this one wasn't bad. So they're self-titled, Bullets and Octane. Bullets and Octane's Bullets and Octane. 2009. When I first heard this, I thought it was just damn, what was it again? Song for the Underdog, right? That's the comp?
Yeah. Songs for the Underdog, and then this record.
Dude, I fucking hated it. I was like, dude, why is their album like over an hour long? Because I was listening to it as I was on a bike ride. Mm-hmm. And usually Spotify will kick it off and it'll stop when the album's done, but it just kept going. And I thought that Songs for the Underdog was that long, and I fucking could not stand it. Hated it. So when you told me that I fucked up, and I technically I didn't fuck up. It was a misnomer on Spotify and Bullets' part. So I re-listened to Bullets and Octane. They're self-titled from the song that you told me. They're their album. I listened to it again. Yeah, and it wasn't bad. It's not a bad album, and it really reminds me of just a quieter version of the Revelry. And if you just took like the Revelry and just like, guys, tone it down a notch, like that's Bullets and Octane. It was enjoyable, but overall, I don't think I'd ever go back to it in its entirety. And on the Spotify version, there's Pirates on there, the song Pirates, which I thought was fucking lame. Yeah, such a lame thing to do. But other than that, this ain't bad. And if it wasn't for the Revelry, I think this may be like their best album. Well, but
doesn't make any sense because this is your number 3, so that doesn't make any sense.
But because I do think this is just a quiet version of the Revelry.
Okay, all right.
And when I get to my number 2, which obviously maybe our 1, 2, and 3 are the same. I don't know, but when I get to my number 2, it'll make a little bit more sense. But the opening track, Never Going Back Down.
Never Going Down.
Never Going Down. Yeah. I think that's a banger, dude. It's a
weird
way
song.
that he sings it. He's like frantic and bizarre, and never heard him sing like that before. Mm-hmm. I like it. I like this. I liked it. I like this album. I don't think I'd go back to it again, but I wouldn't change any of this. Like if you put it on or somebody else put it on, I would never skip a song.
So my number 3 is this was a huge surprise for me. It really was. Like I don't know what it was. I haven't listened to this record in a long time, but In the Mouth of the Young, that's my number 3. There are some kind of embarrassing moments on this record. Like I forgot. Like All Hail Halo. That song is that intro is bad. And then Queen Mirage. Ooh, that intro and outro, that's rough shit. And there are other moments like the end of Going Blind is embarrassing a little bit. There's some weird moments on this record. There's some songs that are like, oh man, I could have done without, like Bathroom Floor, even though that was like written with Sky who had been fired from the band prior, but I don't think that song was very strong. Like that shouldn't have been on the record, especially because Sky wrote that song and it wasn't even a Bullet song really. But yeah, In the Mouth of Young, I was really surprised. A lot of people, this is a lot of people's favorite record from them. But yeah, it's their second one, and this was like I said, Sky and Jack, the two guitar players, had been fired during the writing and recording of this record, and they were replaced by a guy named James Daniel, who's a pretty cool guitar player and whatever. But yeah, it's just you can kind of hear the difference if you really have listened to Bullets a lot. You can hear the difference in songs, like the James songs and the Sky and Jack songs. But yeah, this is it's still a solid record, but overall, there's, like I said, there's some embarrassing moments. My favorite song though is Last Mistake. This is a Sky and Jack song before they were sacked. I think it was. And yeah, it's I think it has one of the strongest choruses on the whole record, and it's just a through and through a solid song. So that's my number 3 is In the Mouth of the Young. And my favorite song is Last Mistake. So
okay.
What do you got for number 2?
Well, I mean, obviously number 2 is In the Mouth of the Young for me.
Thankfully.
And it's only this high because of nostalgia. There's a lot of nostalgia with this because of the Revelry. So, I mean, all of it is nostalgia, really. But, dude, the first 3 tracks are dope. Are fucking banger after banger after banger. Yeah. I Ain't Your Savior. That's pretty cool. I dig it. I think it's also a banger.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I said that Bullets and Octane, they're self-titled, had it not been for the Revelry, would be above this, is because starting with Cancer California, that song's a fucking joke. That song is trash. That song is not good. Cannot stand that song. After that, it never recovers. It never gets good. And I think
you didn't like Last Mistake or Signed in Alcohol.
No, I literally think that I Ain't Your Savior is the last good song on this album. And Going Blind's a fucking banger of a song. The opener,
Going Blind is great. Yeah,
dude, it's killer. And so the first 4 songs of this are better than all of their self-titled, but all of self-titled is better than everything after their first 4 songs on this. So it's hard. These two went back and forth, and I think I only ranked this higher strictly because of nostalgia. But
okay, that's fair. But
damn, dude, Cancer California, I think is such a doofus song. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I cannot. So, I really don't like it.
So fun little fact. I know for sure, the songs that were written with Sky and Jack were Going Blind, My Disease, Cancer California, Last Mistake, and Bathroom Floor. So those 5 songs were for sure written with Sky and Jack before they were fired. And then after they were fired, they created another band called Black Market Saints. And with that band, they actually recorded before this Bullets record came out, In the Mouth of the Young came out. They had went in and recorded their version of Cancer California and Bathroom Floor. So if you look on YouTube, you can find Black Market Saints, and you can look up Cancer California and Bathroom Floor, and it's their original version before Bullets took it over. And it's more of a demo sounding thing, but it's a little bit better because Sky does the lead vocals rather than Gene on Cancer California, and I feel like his vocals match better for that song than Gene does. But
yeah, that's my main problem with that song is Gene's vocals. I don't think he's like a great singer. I think he has his style, and he's fucking slays at his style.
No, he kills it at that style. Yeah.
But like Cancer California is just what are you trying to do? Are you trying to make a pop song? I don't understand what's happening. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Pick something.
Yeah, it's an interesting song for sure. All right, that was your number 2, In the Mouth of the Young. So my number 2 is their self-titled. This one, I've always really, really liked this record, but it wasn't until this week where I realized, wow, this is actually better than In the Mouth of the Young. Like pretty much every song is a pretty damn good, and there's a ton of energy. It's aggressive where it needs to be. It doesn't seem to be like very ego based, like a lot of In the Mouth of the Young and especially Songs for the Underdog were. But It's very it's stripped down too. You can kind of tell in like the production. But it was produced also by Brent, their bass player, in his recording studio, who I said, like, he did a couple Guttermouth records. He's put out some good stuff, production wise. But this is also the point in the band where they had, like I said, they had replaced James Daniel on guitar with this new guy named Kevin Besignano or something like that. So he was in the band. They also brought back Jack, who played on the Revelry, he was actually an original member of Bullets, and who now plays in the Murder Dolls and Wednesday 13 and all that stuff. But they brought Jack back, and then they replaced Ty, the drummer, with a guy named Brian Totten. And Brian's style of drumming is very different from Ty's. It's very, very more swingy than Ty is, and I feel like that kind of added a different feel to every song on the record. But I think it's a solid record, and my favorite song. It's maybe a top. No, it's not a top 5. It's a top 10.
Easy.
It's a top 10 Bullet song, but it's the last song on the record, Skull. That is a fucking banger. But Never Going Down is another really great one. I love that song. Alive is another good one. Dark Hour, great song too.
Yeah, like
solid stuff.
I agree. Like this is a good album. The only reason why Mouth is higher is because of the first 3 or 4 tracks and nostalgia.
Yeah, that was a big one for me because I tried to, like I said, I tried to go into this a little bit more objectively. Self-Titled is my number 2. It just has to be. And Skull that's such a banger of a song. So there you go. So obviously the number 1 is the Revelry, their first record. So we're going to get into that on the main episode. So go listen to that. In the meantime, rate, review, and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. Go follow us on social media at Asinine Radio. Thank you all for listening. And that's it. That's all.
That's all.
David Javi.
Jojo.
G Bullets.